I think so many things went, especially the energy, the effort, and then the performance. We only didn't have the last part of it, which is the results. And sometimes the results you don't control, but things that we can control, in greater part of the match we control. We control so many spaces, and then we needed the last edge where we can strike the opponent and then be able to open the opponents up. And I think that you have to give credit to the opponent also, having come with a very clear, and sometimes the game could have gone either way, because playing against a very low block can leave spaces behind you, and if you are not very organized, and you consider a lot of transitions, the game can go against you. But I think that there are so many positives that we saw in the game, and then we'll take that one as our higher points, and then we need to be more patient, and then to be able to play the final pass.
Hi coach, congratulations. This is the fifth game in the opening of the season. We seem still can't fetch all the points, the maximum 3 points. So 2 draws, 3 losses. Should the phobias be worried?
I think that everybody has his own perception about the expectation. I think that we are on the right path. We'll continue to have a clear identity, and then we have a clear direction. The direction is to build a comprehensive squad so that we can be more sustainable. There will be injuries, there will be accumulation of cards, players will run out of form, but we're preparing a very comprehensive team. So this is just, it's early days yet. This is just the first game, and more importantly, we are still in the preseason. This is early season. We are still in preseason. We cannot hit our mark just from the first game, second game, third game. You build your capability and capacity of the team once the matches enroll. And I think that you know how difficult it is. Sometimes you sound more historian in terms of speaking about what had happened previous years of the club's first games. I don't go in that direction. I just think that if you do things rightly, you need to get what matters. If you had done the last parts, correctly, if you had been just be patient, a little more patient in that cutting edge, you could still have opened them up, because there were so many spaces that we could still make use of.
Coach, my name is Salih Dara. I work from Football FM with the Kind Network. During the democracy game, how many kinds?
It's a long question. It's a long question. I needed to be writing. I think that there are so many aspects, and Fani and Karim has been in the top 4. We played so many players, and so we played so many players in similar and different roles. In the season, the games will come in different forms. So you need players who are very adaptable, and you need players who have been. You saw that we played Wayo as a wing back at events in the game. What the game brings is what's the type of solutions that you try to avail. And so I think that Karim is very versatile. He can play in either of these positions, and so there's a clear reason. We needed to play with a clear sense, and so that we can have Karim more higher on the pitch. And in the game, sometimes when one space closes, another space opens up. So and you cannot expect that when Karim is in the other space, he can occupy the other space again. It's not possible. There are pockets on the pitch where you need players to find these pockets, and that is what we have trained on. That when we get into those pockets, then we think that our acts are working. So we have to be able to turn and accelerate the game. And initially we struggled with it, but when we got it, it was all for us. And unless we decide to lose the ball, That is when we are not patient enough, when we are not calm enough to lose the ball when they go on transition. But apart from that, I think we still control all the important spaces of the pitch.
Yeah, coach, guided by your earlier comments, so when you meet a low block side like you described,
Part of it. Another team might not be lucky, Martin several times outwitted, caught his 1v1s and then still made the inch pass, and then if one goal goes in, they open up and then the goal starts coming. If you are very clinical, it's normal. These aspects they are so normal in the game that at a point the same team can stay in a low block and still they will concede. It happens. The same team can stay low block and still will not concede. It happens in the game. Sometimes if we are also under pressure, we come on a low block, because if you don't have the ball and the opponent is controlling, definitely you have to protect. And sometimes you can say that you are even lucky that's you, because low block teams can always come on transitions, and then when you are caught on a break and then you don't have the legs to be able to get back, you are in problems. So it happens sometimes, and we expect that many of these teams will play like that, but we will have solutions to this.
Coach, let me be a bit specific and pick on one of the players. Of course, it's the goalkeeper of national interest, Benjamin Asari. Now, there's a lot of conversations around him about his ball distribution. Today, he made 2 errors. One could have led into a shot, one could have led into a goal. Is that a worry, particularly for you as a head coach?
No.
And then, should it be a worry nationally?
No.
Coach, you played with 11 players and they were 1 down for about 30 minutes. How come you couldn't
It
exploit
doesn't
that?
matter. You can give me 8. I remember we're 9 players in Japan against one of the countries. So you couldn't. If you don't find the spaces, it's difficult. If you don't find the spaces, it's difficult. Sometimes the games can come like this. Other times they can be like that, and then it opens up, and then you start going through. So for me, I'm not so worried about these aspects. It gives us the tendencies of what we are going to expect in the league. Teams will come with the low block, but they know you dominate the league. We will learn around it, and then we will improve on being more patient. You saw me insisting on them that they should just play. No matter how, even if the opponent is controlling the spaces, just play. One moment you have the best, one moment being your best moment, and then it opens up. And then what are they going to do? Are they still going to sit back? There were so many situations where we still had the spaces to play, but you needed the right decision in terms of a better cross, a better final pass, a good run, a good opening, a good just turn around and pass, another one, square one, cut back, chip ball. These are all situations where coaches don't solve. These are all situations where players, they make those decisions. They solve these problems. But we give them the act to be able to solve this. And this is just one of them. We will solve these problems.